It is now my honor to welcome Oregon Governor Ted Kulongoski, First Lady Mary Oberst, Natural Resource Policy Advisor Mike Carrier. Mike, hello, to this wonderful location. This is the 6th park opened under the Governor's Park a Year initiative, and I'm very pleased the Governor could be here to say a few words. Governor.
Thank you all very, very much for the invitation to be in beautiful Wallowa County, and thank you very much to the city of Joseph. You know, one of the pleasures of being the governor of this great state is I get to travel it a great deal, and one of the gems of our state is Wallowa County. My wife and I spend a great deal of time over here. We're backpackers, and we come into the Eagle Cap every year just about over in this area, and it's just a wonderful place, and I want to thank you all for the invitation to be with you today. Welcome, all of you, to Iwetemlaykin State Heritage Area. As Oregon's newest state park, and as has been told to you, it is the 6th to open since I first challenged the Oregon Parks and Recreation Department to create one new state park a year starting in 2004. And for those of you who do not know, that even though we all take great pride in the landscape of our state, the truth is that we had not built another new state park in Oregon since about 1963 or 64. Tim, close? Yes. About that time. And we actually took on a challenge, and interestingly, Mike Carrier, who is my natural resource policy advisor at that time, was the director of the state park system, and he and Tim had worked together, and Mike came over to my staff, and I remember when I told him, I said, we are going to develop a state park a year program for the state of Oregon, and I want to thank Tim for continuing the legacy that was started when Mike was the director of the department, for actually moving us forward. Like the other 5 parks before it, this park tells a story to teach us an important lesson about life and the land we live on. If we had been able to watch this one spot over the generations of time, we would have seen massive glaciers develop, grow, push down the mountains, then withdraw over and over again, shaping the rock into these wall-like hills called moraines. The beauty we see here now, the river and the lake, the mountains and hills, were created by this glacial action. But they are not the only evidence of time's passage. People of the Northwest have also moved across this landscape for thousands of years. This place, used by the native people as a place to fish for sockeye salmon, was life itself. Descendants of these first residents, now part of the vibrant sovereign nations of the Nez Perce, Confederate tribes of the Umatilla, and Confederated tribes of the Colville Reservation, will share their words with you shortly. Their perspective and connection to this land opens our eyes to the things we might otherwise miss about what surrounds us now and how people live on this land. Whether we are descendants from that heritage or we are a more recent arrival, we all have been shaped by this special place, and together we will work today and into the future to protect and preserve it. It is that purpose we have in common, the need to make space in our lives not just to honor the past and understand its importance, but to celebrate our shared futures. Please join me in commending the partners for establishing this park. Thank you. Thank you to the 3 sovereign tribal nations with us today who contributed, as you've heard, nearly $1 million to our efforts, and the citizens of Oregon who dedicated public dollars to purchase and operate this park. Thank you, the City of Joseph in Walla County, and all who live here for supporting a new state park in your community. Gene Pekarik, Millie Frazier O'Callahan, County Commissioner Dan Du Bois, and members of the ditch companies, a personal thanks to you for your efforts and for bringing everyone's diverse interest into a single cohesive unit. Thank you to the Oregon State Park Trust and the Oregon Parks and Recreation Department for working in partnership with the community, tribes, and National Park Service. By working together, you have preserved the beautiful landscape that surrounds us. I am very proud to stand here today and say, welcome to Iwetemlaykin State Heritage Area. Thank you all very, very much for allowing me to be with you and share this moment today.